Oh honey, let me tell you, dating a mama's boy is a wild ride. It's like being on a roller coaster you didn't sign up for. It started out cute, you know. He loved his mum. He would talk about her all the time, and it was endearing at first. What's not to love? She even made us lasagna on our third date. It was like a family affair and I felt included. It was delicious, I'll give her that. The kind of meal that makes you feel at home. Little did I know that lasagna was a giant red flag, waving right in my face. It was the beginning of a pattern I couldn't ignore. At first, it was sweet. He called his mum every day. They had this bond that seemed unbreakable. He always checked in. He valued her opinion. It was like she was the third person in our relationship. But then, things took a turn. Imagine my surprise when I discovered his mum had a key to his apartment, and not just for emergencies, and that she used it frequently. She'd drop by unannounced like it was her own place. It wasn't just the key, it was everything. She had a say in all aspects of our lives. Movie night? He'd ask his mum what we should watch. It was like she was always there, even when she wasn't. Date night restaurant? You guessed it, Mum got a vote. It felt like I was dating both of them. It felt like I was always on a triple date with my boyfriend and his parents. Talk about awkward. It was suffocating. Don't get me wrong, I love my own mom, I really do. But there's a balance to be struck. But there's a line. And this guy, he was practically skipping rope with it. It was a deal breaker I never saw coming. This wasn't just a case of a loving son, no siree. It was something far beyond that. This was next-level mama's boy territory, the kind you only hear about in stories. We're talking about a man who, at the ripe old age of 25, still had his mother pick out his clothes. I'm not kidding! Every single outfit was mum-approved. Remember that key I mentioned? The one she had for his apartment? Yeah, one time she used it to tidy up his apartment. She thought she was being helpful. She rearranged all my things. It was like she had her own vision for his space. Apparently my taste in throw pillows was questionable. She had to fix that too. Who knew interior design was a family affair? And the phone calls, they were constant, every hour, on the hour. Did you eat your vegetables? She'd ask as if he was still a child. Don't forget to wear a scarf, it's chilly out. She was always worried about him catching a cold. I swear, one time I heard her remind him to floss. Yes, floss his teeth. Floss! I mean, come on. It was exhausting. How could someone be so involved in another adult's life? It was like dating a grown man who was perpetually stuck in kindergarten. He couldn't make a decision without her. I felt more like a babysitter than a girlfriend. It was overwhelming and frankly a bit ridiculous. You might be thinking, why didn't you just talk to him about it? Oh, believe me, I tried. But every time I brought up his mother's, shall we say, involvement, he'd get defensive. She just wants what's best for me, he'd say. Or you don't understand, she means well. And my personal favorite, that's just how she shows her love. I mean, I get it, I really do. But there's a difference between loving your mother and letting her run your life. And honestly, it didn't feel like he was capable of seeing the difference. Every conversation felt like hitting a brick wall. He just couldn't or wouldn't understand where I was coming from. It was beyond frustrating. Section 4. Me, Myself and His Mother. The emotional roller coaster. Let me tell you, dating a mama's boy is an emotional roller coaster. One minute you're laughing, the next you're crying into a pint of ice cream, wondering how you ended up in this bizarre love triangle. I felt constantly inadequate, like I could never measure up to his mother. No matter what I did, it was never enough. I started to doubt myself, my worth, even my ability to choose a decent boyfriend. It wasn't fair. Not to me, and honestly, not even to him. He deserved to have a relationship where he could be his own person, not just an extension of his mother. Section 5. Free at last. Embracing independence and singlehood. In the end, breaking up was the best decision for both of us. It allowed us to grow individually and find our own paths. It was hard, don't get me wrong. Heartbreak is never fun. The pain was real, and the nights were long and lonely. But sometimes you just have to rip off the band-aid and move on. It's about finding the courage to face the unknown. I learned a lot from that relationship. It was a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. I learned the importance of setting boundaries, of communicating my needs, and of being true to myself. and of recognizing red flags when I see them. It's crucial to trust your instincts. Most importantly, I learned that I deserve a partner who chooses me, who genuinely cares for me, not just because his mother approves, but because he sees me for who I am, but because he sees me, values me, and respects me deeply, and loves me for who I am. Love should be unconditional and mutual. So to all the single ladies out there, trust your gut, embrace your independence, and cherish your freedom. If you find yourself dating a mama's boy, run for the hills. Don't settle for less than you deserve, or at the very least make sure his mother likes you. You've been warned. Remember, your happiness comes first.